The Monaghan, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, that's the Farragut. That's an easy mistake to make, because the Monaghan is basically a Farragut C. She was the last of the Farraguts to be built, and she was one of the guard ships at Pearl Harbor on December the 7th, and she actually claimed, I believe, the second naval kill for the USN of the war, the USS Ward taking the first. The Monaghan was whistled over to assist the Ward, detected a Japanese midget submarine, rammed it after torpedo beating, and then proceeded to drop 2 depth charges just to make sure, which exploded so close to the Monaghan that they lifted her stern out of the water and shoved her into the nearest coal barge. But that didn't stop her having a very long and eventful career, which was cut short by the events of Typhoon Cobra, which rolled her over and sank her. I'm not sure how many survivors. I've got 6 at the back of my head. Typhoon Cobra did more damage than a major scrap against the Japanese ever did, except possibly Pearl Harbor and Guadalcanal, and the really, really big engagements. However, let's see what we've got. So, Tier 6 destroyer, it's a Farragut C. Interestingly, it does not have the option for defensive fire that the Farragut C does. Other than that, it is, well, it's virtually identical. In fact, it's got a bit more health than a Farragut, so 13,009 compared to 11,005. Artillery is nominally different. The coal barge, I do not know. Wiki did not say what happened to the barge that the Monaghan hit. I assume they both survived. It wasn't considered worth recording, though. I think it might have just been a glancing tap. Not a full-on crunch and big hole in the ship either, because the Monaghan was on patrol the week after. Maybe just working off the pink, who knows. Anyhow, artillery on the Monaghan. 4 127mm guns. Technically, Mark 21 Mod 1s and Mark 24 Mod 11s. That basically refers to the different turret styles as far as I can tell, because the stats on the guns are identical. 4-second reload, 15 rounds per minute, 12-second traverse, 109 meters maximum dispersion, firing the same ammunition, standard US stuff, 1800, 2100, only a 5% fire chance, but when you've got the rate of fire that these guns have, it's still pretty brutal. And a quick cross-check with the Farragut. Different guns, but same hard stats. Both ships have got a 2.0 Sigma on their fire control. Both the Monaghan and the Farragut also pack the Mark 12 torpedo, so while stealth launching isn't really a thing, this is a Tier 6 US destroyer. And do they define the dispersion of the co-vertex in this game? They define it, but they do not release it publicly, is the answer to that one. Print and destroy, we are left to guess. I believe they are roughly in proportion, though. So typically the worse one is, the worse the other will be. Okay, so main battery firing range on the Monaghan is 12.5, on the Farragut it's 12.6, so nothing worth talking about. Torpedo tubes are identical, 2 quad launchers firing the Mark 12 torpedo, same speed, same damage, same launch, and I believe the same reload. 88 seconds for one and 87 seconds, interestingly, for the Monaghans, but again that's so little as makes no odds. Flak is a bit different. Monaghan has 820s and its dual purpose main battery. Farragut loads 520s, 2 Bofors, and in the C configuration, dual purpose 5-inch, of course. In its C configuration, can swap out its engine boost for the defensive fire consumable, which Monaghan can't do. So Monaghan's a bit more of a surface combatant, kinda, bit more forgiving. 13,900 health, and yeah, a lot of people do not take the Farragut C, mostly because a lot of people at Tier 6 don't realise how devastating a well-placed defensive fire can be. However, last but not least, we've got the manoeuvring and concealment. 36.5 and 3.4 rudder shift out of the box. 36.5, 2.1 rudder shift, but I have got rudder mod installed on this Farragut, so let's quickly slap that onto the Monaghan, get a fair comparison. And yoink, there we go. 2.8, so She's a little less agile than the Farragut C, but still a pretty good turner at 560 meters and 36.5 knots top speed. Stealth 7 kilometers with camo. Slap on a captain with concealment expert. I'll just borrow the Atlanta cap since he does double duty. And you get down to 6.3, which, if memory serves, is actually a bit better than the Farragut. Farragut gets 7.3 with camo. Do I have a captain that I can slap on? No, so just take off 10% mentally would get you to around about 6.6, 6.7 on the 7.3. I'm not sure whether Destroyer Def AA goes up to quads on all of them or just the 9s and 10s. I would have to go back and check. But Monaghan has, I think, got somewhat better concealment. She gets down to 6.3. And that's one of the big complaints about the Farragut, that she's a bit too easy to spot at long range. I mean, you could theoretically stealth torp with a Monaghan, although good luck trying it. You're going to be fine-lining the setups. So again, let's quickly set on some flags and XP and a bit more. Again, just farming up some free captain XP. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll add Burnination. Actually, we will not be adding Burnination because I've run out of Victor Lemas, so not going full Burnination on this one. Other than that, that's pretty much sort of just slap on my last Hydra flag as well. Hail Hydra. Cut off one head and 2 more shall appear in its place. Note stuff, that's actually a metaphor. Anyhow, as for that, Juliet Charlie's loaded, so main armaments mod 1 to keep everything firing. Damcon 1. And aiming systems, because you really don't need traverse on these destroyer guns. And 6.3 on the Monaghan's detection. Farragut taking off another 10%. You could probably get down to 6.6 on the Farragut, so there's 300 meters in it. So Monaghan's a hair stealthier, a hair slower on the rudder, a bit better. AA mod for trolling, not really. And yeah, other than that, consumables just load up the standard stuff, really. So modules. So premium smoke and premium damcom, and as noted, no option for defensive fire. This ain't the Kid or the Farragut C, so premium engine boost it is. Right, okay, 38.3 with the Sierra Mike. She'll probably break 40 with an engine boost. The torps are 6.4 range. Detection is 6.3, so if you launch at a closing target from about 7 kilometers, you should have a shot without too much trouble. But you're gonna be walking a very fine line on your stealth, I think is the best way to put that. Speaking of which, we've got a Mayhan, a Farragut, and a Gerda. So they've got the extra destroyer, but we have got an HSF Graf Spee and a De Grasse to back us up. 2 De Grasses, in fact. De Grasse is apparently greener on this side. I'm going to hell for that. Yeah, there's basically no point in the AA mod. It's purely self-defense on this ship. Okay, right, the Gluttonous Fiend's over at point A. I don't really want to go into point B unsupported since the Mayhan's in a position to take that. So, wriggle over to point A, try and get an early sneaky cap him. Alright. Lock the guns. And away we go. Also, she's got her historical camo and pennant number. Monaghan was DD354. She was actually named for an Ensign John Monaghan, the US Navy had a habit, I believe still does, of naming its destroyers and similar escort ships after dead naval personnel of note. So the USS Kidd being one, the USS Benson being another. Ensign John Monaghan was killed in action on April the 1st, 1899, if memory serves. Died trying to rescue his senior officer from a Samoan ambush. Yes, the Samoans. The US and the British were in Samoa at the time trying... It's hard to tell. I think they were trying to prop up a friendly local government against some rebel Samoans. And, well, there was a disagreement, and that disagreement involved gunshots. And, unfortunately, both Ensign Monaghan and his commanding officer, Lieutenant... I forget the name, I would have to check... were both killed in an ambush, which is basically how you got your name onto a destroyer back then. And yeah, the camo's pretty good looking. It's one of the US patterns from that period of the war. I just hope we don't get any cyclones, because destroyer PTSD moment. So, run in. That's why I didn't want to get into B. There's a German cruiser over there. And battleship over there. Oh, 2 battleships. Destroyer in B. Yep, that would have been bad. And the Mayhan's trying to sneak in to A as well. Well, if the Gluttonous Fiend can back me up, preferably while everyone's shooting at Le Froggy. Free Teufel. Okay, I'm not sure what kind of devil that is, but I'll take it. We're going to hit A pretty much simultaneously. And do I really want to pop out in front of a Mayhan? I don't really want to pop out in front of a Mayhan at all. In fact, he's going broadside, so range is dodgy to say the least, but let's just dump the torpedoes, tempt him to go broadside, and let the blamming commence. In fact, pop smoke. Because someone else is spotting it now. He's smoked up. Okay, fine by me. I've got his last position. US guns work pretty well. Boom. Unfortunately, de Grasse's guns also work pretty well. And I'm now thanking my lucky stars that that Colorado and that Tirpitz were not in fact secondary spec. So come on, reload those torpedoes. Get turned stern on A in case I need to run, and B in case that Mayhem emptied his tubes before he died. Yep, rather like a Sashio, this feels very much like a comfortable destroyer of the line. It's exactly what you'd expect. Same ballistics, similar potency, same awful arcs on the 5-inch guns, but hey, that's what you expect. And launch. Turret arcs on the guns are pretty nice as well. 22 degrees off the stern, 26 degrees to get everything fully going. Let's keep this going. Last turret's in play. And, right. Battleship burned. Okay. Smoke's about to expire, so time to leave. Against what? Secondary spec. Yes, but there was a Tirpitz behind him, and that was also in the move for some secondary action, and stranger things have happened. Crash, burn, maim. Stranger things have happened at sea. Right, just, yep, abuse the ballistics, get a shot over there. Oh, there's a Gallus on the air at 8 kilometers. Can maybe have some fun with that. Farragut at 12. Nice reach on the guns. 14.9 with advanced firing training. Oh, we've lost the Atlanta. Okay, not to worry. Can probably get shots on Lagal. Never mind, someone else got shots on Lagal as well. And just rearrange the wreckage. Okay. Pretty solid stomping, although they've taken C and D. Okay, let's plug in the engine boost and see about running down that Farragut. Remember, I've got a detection advantage on him, so I can pop out, catch him if he tries to loop back and get a torpedo run. And hello, Doc, good to see you. Okay, head full. There we go. Now the guns, and I only need the one hit. Yep, shells go into orbit past 10 kilometers. It's a US Destroyer. What did you expect? Boom. De Grassa got him again. Fine. And the first salvo is just about arriving at the wreck. Which has mostly sunk. Okay, right. Time to do a hard 180, maybe? Cruisers? No. Loop round, deal with those battleships. Although YB... They're not entirely suicide torps, Cruel. Because Monaghan has got better concealment than Farragut. Concealment range is 6.3, maximum run on the torpedoes is 6.4. So if you have a closing target at, say, 7 kilometers, you can get a stealth launch on her, and that Armagy and that Tirpitz are going to be a good example. And in many respects, this is kind of what I was hoping Wargame would have done with the Asashio. Close to the Kagero, but just a little bit to distinguish it. So it trades away its defensive anti-air, it trades away a bit of maneuverability, but it gets that bit of extra health, and it gets that bit of extra stealth as well. So I'd say this was arguably a better example of making a ship distinctive to the tech tree line, and while also keeping it different enough that it's interesting. And it's not just, okay, someone slapped a gold label on a Farragut. And speaking of which, launch 1, launch 2 did just trip over the Armagy's defensive line, but with a bit of luck he'll hesitate behind the island. And I definitely need to get away from that Cleveland. Run away! Run away! Although Tirpitz secondaries are also having a look. There we go, nicely evaded. And, oh, there's the Gator. Fine, so loop round, stand by to engage a gunnery duel. Gator, of course, is... Really? Well, I wasn't expecting that to actually work. Oh dear. 5 torpedoes into an Armagy who should have... Yeah. Right, so let's look round on this Gator. Gator, of course, is the German tier 6 tech tree, same tier as the Monaghan. Got more health. Packs a similar gun set up. Well, actually packs... Yeah, I think it's 4 as well. But I've got better stealth. I think better speed. No hydro, of course, which is the German selling point, but fix that. And again, these gun arcs on the Monaghan, they are really nice. I can run... I mean, I'm running close to 65, 70 degrees off the stern, and I can still get all 4 guns in play. Can't hit a blasted thing with them because of the range, but he's having similar trouble hitting me, so... There we are. Again, swing round to the front. Just ripple fire the guns as I go. And, oh, torpedo beats. And again, well, let's just slow down for a second. Get bow on to the Tirpitz. Direct bearing. Okay, so the forward guns looks like they hit their gimbal limits at 35 degrees. So it's 55 degrees traverse, 35 degrees off the bow. Not quite auto bounce turf, but still pretty good. Let's drop another smoke cloud and just go for a bit of battleship abuse. And again, smoke firing and sheer rate of fire, and a bit of bad luck for the Tirpitz there means I've got him burning once already. Someone else got him burning on the other superstructure section, so aiming forward this time, looking for that bow fire. Yeah. I must admit, I would also like to see Shigure as a premium, and yes, maybe as a historical captain. However, from a sheer marketing point of view, let's face it, Yodachi gets better name recognition. As much as some might not want to admit it. But if you up-tiered one of those to an 8 and again gave her the reload booster separate to smoke, that would be quite a potent little combo. Wow. Okay, anyone for barbecue bratwurst? No, pity. Right. Which just leaves the Gerda, which is round here somewhere. Let's go find it. 60,000, mostly thanks to a very stupid Armageddon. Yes, Yukikaze. Yukikaze has her own special challenges because, of course, she had a post-war career as the Tanyang. I think what Wargaming might be trying to do is get her as is try and get her maybe as a multi-nation premium, if they can do that, so she can have both Russian captains and Japanese captains, depending whether she's Pan-Asian captains, whether she's working as Yukikaze in IJN service or Tanyang in Pan-Asian service. Still, the Monaghan, yeah, again, very similar to its tech tree counterpart. It's a Farragut, what did you expect? And very capable. The loss of defensive fire is a bit of a bummer, honestly, but the extra health and the extra stealth make her, I think, make up for it, honestly. So, yeah, first impressions of her are, again, pretty good. She's very nicely balanced. In fact, she's better balanced than a Sashio, I would say. She is, she has some noticeable trade-offs, but she has some noticeable benefits as well. So, yeah, I'm kind of liking her, but she's still a work in progress, could still change quite considerably. Anyhow, box. What's in the box? Come on, Wargaming. Come on, no. Bitter disappointment is what's in the box.